The Harvest.
Greetings to you, all our dedicated listeners everywhere on the continent. Today we start The Harvest. This is Emmanuel, and here's the latest news from across Africa. Algeria commemorates today the 69th anniversary of the founding of the General Union of Algerian Workers and the 54th anniversary of the nationalization of hydrocarbons. February 24th marks a pivotal moment in Algeria's history and that of many African nations that struggled under the colonial rule. In Hassim Saoud, southern region of Algeria, Prime Minister Nader Al-Arbawi, on behalf of President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune, presided over the commemoration ceremony under the theme committed to developing energy, water and food resources. As part of the event, he laid the foundation stone for the construction of a new refinery in Houd al-Hamra to strengthen the energy sector. This project aligns with President's directives, emphasizing in its revival during two prior cabinet meetings. Meanwhile, Interior Minister Brahim Merad embarks on a two-day official visit to Spain at the invitation of his Spanish counterpart, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez, to discuss bilateral cooperation between the two nations. A major development in Morocco's biggest international drug trafficking scandal, known as Escobar of the Sahara, emerged. A reliable media source reports that 23 more officials from the Moroccan regime are implicated in this case. Several key witnesses have mysteriously disappeared, while others have been assassinated or threatened in an apparent effort to obstruct the investigations. The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Burundi continue to address regional security concerns. Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye arrives in Kinshasa for talks with Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi regarding the security and humanitarian crisis in the eastern DRC, particularly the fight against the M23 rebel movements. Meanwhile, Tanzania is set to host a high-level regional meeting today to assess the situation in DRC. Representatives from Eastern African nations and the Southern African Development Community will discuss urgent measures to address this crisis. A major milestone in energy cooperation has been achieved in Central Africa as President of Gabon and Equatorial Guinea integrated a cross-border electricity grid linking their nations. The project, launched in Libreville yesterday, will initially supply 3 megawatts with plans to increase capacity to 10 megawatts in the near future. In Senegal, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye is set to officially launch the country's new digital strategy today. The initiative, themed New Deal Technology, aims to accelerate Senegal's digital transformation and boost economic growth. A national conference titled France and European-Algerian Relations was held today at the Faculty of Political Science and International Relations at the University of Algiers III. Scholars and researchers examined Algeria's evolving role in European-African relations, responding to France's recent diplomatic shift. Dr. Redouane Bouhidel emphasized France's attempt to exploit hate speech to respond to its warning influence in Africa, constructing with Algeria's growing presence on the continent. Meanwhile, Algeria concludes today a week-long celebration of International Mother Language Day and African Language Week, organized by the High Commission of Tamazight in Tizi Ouzou. The event opened with interactive exhibitions, followed by a roundabout on the regions and the name of Africa and its linguistic influences. Experts explored Algeria's deep ties to African language, sparking engaging discussions. And in the afternoon, featured the Ifriqiya FM's forum, where media and academic figures such as the Ifriqiya FM columnist Mohamed Alamin, the linguistic expert Jamal Aisani, along with Ali Sahal and the Vice President of the African Parliament Civil Society, debated Algeria's role in Africa's linguistic heritage. Mohamed Alamin would be joining us live from Tizi Ouzou to tell us how unfolded this event. Hello Alamin, it must have been exciting to participate in this interesting debate. What are the key highlights that you can share with our audience today?
Hello Iman. Yes, for this last day of the celebration of World Mother Language Day and African Languages Week, our Radio Ifriqiya FM held a forum packed with people who focused on the dynamics of our different languages.
Yes.
Thus highlighting their fundamental aspect in the preservation of our culture and the work of the High Commission for Tamazight in its role of safeguarding the Amazigh language.
Yes. For this information, the celebration continues tonight with an artistic and musical performance showcasing Amazigh, Arab, and African cultures through music, poetry, and dance, concluding it with award distributions to all participants. Turning to sports, in basketball, Guinea and Rwanda have secured the final 2 spots for FIBA AfroBasket 2024 tournament that is set to take place in Angola this August. They join a strong lineup including Egypt, Angola, the DRC, Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, South Sudan, Madagascar, Mali, Uganda, Nigeria, Cape Verde, and Libya. In athletes, Kenyan runner Judy Kimpo and Ethiopian runner Tadu Abati triumphed the 39th edition of the Guadalajara Health Marathon in Mexico. Capo has set a new women's record, marking another success for African long-distance runner on the global stage. Meanwhile, cycling enthusiasts are following the 70th edition of the Tour of Rwanda. The first stage, covering 157 kilometers between the cities of Rukomo and Kayanza, has begun earlier today, featuring 20 competing nations. Belgian cyclist Aldo Tayo currently leads the race after winning yesterday's opening time trial at Amahoro Stadium in Kigali. And that sums up today, Harvest. Thank you for your attention. Stay with us for more updates at the top of the hour with Melik Bilhawjat. Keep tuning to Ifriqiya FM, the voice of Africa.